Smoked ham balls on Smokin' and Drinkin'. Hey, welcome back to Smokin' and Drinkin'. I'm Mike, and today we're going to make smoked ham balls. Let's get smoking. Have you ever smoked a ham for Christmas or Easter, and then you invited a whole bunch of people over and realized you had way too much ham? Well, that's what happened to me this Easter. So we had to freeze it. We made a double smoked ham back around Easter time. I'll put a link up. You can watch that video if you want. Um, but I decided I'm going to get some of that ham out of the freezer and make smoked ham balls. Now, Mrs. Smokin has been trying to get me to like ham balls for years now. She's made several different recipes. And finally I said, hey, let's try one on the smoker. So we're going to make smoked ham balls. As I said, we're using smoked ham. This is going to end up being a triple smoked ham. But I got a pound of ground ham and a pound of pork sausage or pork. And then we're going to add some other ingredients to it here. We've got some crushed Ritz crackers, about I think it's a cup of crushed Ritz crackers, 2 eggs, a cup of milk, half a cup of milk, and a quarter cup of brown sugar, a teaspoon of yellow mustard. And then we have, what do we have in here? We have black pepper and paprika, smoked paprika, and we have onion powder, and we added some cayenne in there for a little bit of spice. So that's pretty much it to make the ham balls. So we're just gonna mix all our ingredients together. As usual, as always, I try and make simple recipes, things that you can do. If you're not a professional chef, or even consider yourself a chef, enjoy doing these things. These are simple recipes. You know what? I'm going to put some gloves on. Anyway, as I was saying, this is a simple recipe. I like to make things that are simple, that anybody can do. You don't have to feel like you need to be a professional to do it. So, all right, we've got our ham and our pork in the bowl. And then we're going to add our crushed Ritz crackers and our brown sugar. And we're going to add our seasonings in there. And our 2 large eggs. And our tiny little bit of yellow mustard. Not a lot, but that's okay. Sometimes a little bit goes a long ways. All right. Then add our milk. And then we just mix it up. Just want to get in there with your hands. Give it a good mix. You don't want to over mix the meat. It'll end up getting tough and kind of dried out. Just want to make sure it's well blended. So you just want to also want to make sure that it could be a little runny in spots if you don't have it well blended, especially with the milk and the eggs. So you could use other kinds of crackers, any kind of buttery cracker. I suppose you could use club crackers. We have a bunch of Ritz crackers, so decided we'd just use Ritz. Okay, then we've got it mixed up pretty well. What we're going to do next is roll them into about golf ball size, or 1.5 to 2 inch balls, and we're going to put them on this rack, and then we'll get them in the smoker. We got the smoker preheating to 250, and we're using cherry pellets. So we're just going to put the meatballs on this rack and then put the rack right onto the smoker. So, and then this is just a little bit wet, but that's okay. They'll firm up. Just about Might be just a little big, but not really. These are dinner meatballs, not um, appetizer meatballs. So, as I was saying, we're going to put a glaze on these after they've smoked for about an hour. Um, we'll mix up that glaze in a bit here after we get these on, and so we're going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and roll these out. Okay. I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but you probably figured it out. I chopped the ham in the food processor to make ground ham. Um, we had it in steaks in the freezer, so we just plopped them in the food processor and chopped them up. So we got about, what do we got here? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, 17, 19, 18 and a half. This one's just a little taster on the end here, but um, they're ready to go in. We're going to get them in the smoker at 250 for about an hour. We want to get them up to 140 degrees internal temperature. We'll check it with our ThermoPro probe temperature sensor and a probe thermometer, and we'll just get them right on there now. All right, we'll check back in about an hour. Okay, while we're waiting for the meat ham balls to finish, we're gonna go ahead and mix up our glaze, and it is 3/4 cup of brown sugar, half a cup of ketchup, and we have what do we have here? 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, 1 teaspoon or tablespoon of yellow mustard, 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, and about a tablespoon of bourbon. You could also use a dark rum. So let's just get started here. Once again, very simple. It's going to be kind of a barbecue sauce kind of glaze. Sweet barbecue. And our apple cider vinegar. Our Who's Your Sister sauce. And our yellow mustard. And the bourbon. Now, the bourbon's optional. If you watch my show any length of time, you know I like to cook with bourbon. Love bourbon. This channel is Smokin and Drinkin, by the way. So, um, I don't know. I just like the taste of bourbon. I think it adds a nice, kind of an oaky flavor to your dish. Just want to get it all mixed up real good, and then it'll be ready to go as soon as our ham balls are done. We're gonna glaze them with this about the last 10 minutes of the cook, and then you can set it on the table as a dipping sauce or an additional sauce to put on the ham balls for folks who like a little more sauce. So that's our glaze. We're going to let that sit until our ham balls are done. So we'll be back in a little bit. Okay, it's been about 50 minutes, and we're going to check the temp on the ham balls. We want them up to about 140 so that we can glaze them. We're sitting at, we're at 145. So we're there. So we've got our glaze that we mixed up, and we're just gonna get a glaze on those. And I'll try and bring you in close here so you can see them. And those look nice. Okay, we're just gonna baste each one. I have to get around to the back side of those. All right. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to crank that temp up to about 300 degrees. And we're going to let them go another 20 or 30 minutes. And we're going to get the temp up, the internal temp up to about 160. So we'll let those go and we'll be back in about 20 minutes. Okay, it's been another 30 minutes at 300 degrees. Let's go ahead and check the internal temp on the ham balls. The sauce is tacking up real nice. We are at 160, 167. So we are good to go here. All right, so let's get them off. Okay. They smell delicious. All right, aren't those pretty? Let's put those over here. Oh boy. Oh, those smell wonderful. We're just gonna plate them up right here on the cutting board. Got them stacked up real nice here, and got a little bit of fresh parsley sprinkled on top. And you'll notice here I've got a bottle of wine. This is a bottle of my Choco Cherry Noir. Made it back in December. It is 15% ABV, more or less. And we're just going to have a little bit of that with our smoked ham balls. I think that cherry flavor will go real nice with the ham. You'll remember we also used the cherry pellets. So, oh boy, I can't wait to get into this. I've got to get a taste. I'm gonna grab this little taster on the top there. Oh, nice and tacky glaze. Oh boy. Oh wow. That is delicious. Nice and moist. Just a tiny little hint of the cherry smoke. That glaze just kind of really rounds it out real nice. Let's try the Choco Cherry Noir with it. Oh, what a nice pairing. Well, honey, I know you've been trying to get me to make the ham balls, which I like the ham balls. You were right, we just needed to find the right recipe. Smoked ham balls, double, triple smoked ham balls with ham we made at Easter, froze, and got back out. So that about does it for the smoked ham balls. I want to thank you all for joining us here on Smokin' and Drinkin'. If you're new to the channel, welcome. And remember to hit that like button if you like this video, and remember to subscribe. It really helps us out. It helps keep this channel going and get these videos to you every Sunday morning. Hit the notification bell. You'll be notified whenever we release new videos. Again, we do them every Sunday morning, and we try and do a smoked dish and some sort of drink pairing. As always, Prost!